Hello and welcome you once again in this new session of history, and today's topic is once again Vedic age. In our last session in this Vedic age, we have learned about how the Aryans came to our India, where they have settled first. First they settled in the Saptasindhu, seven rivers, where Saraswati river was the main river. Then it was known as an early Vedic age where Rig Ved was written. Later on, they shifted to the Gangetic place of India, and during that time it was known as the later Vedic age. In that later Vedic age, they have written Yajurved, Samaved, and Atharvaved, and how the condition of the women were during the time of the early Vedas, how modern they were. Later on the later Vedic age, the condition of the women were not as like the early Vedic age, and their four stages of life were, we have read about that, brahmacharya, grihast, vanaprasth, and sannyas. Now we will start with the education. Now education, we will start with the education. Regarding education, we find detailed description in the literature of the later Vedic age. In this age, the boys belonging to the three upper castes used to study at Gurukuls, which were situated in forests. Gurukul literally means the house of the Guru. As most of the education system has been described on the later Vedic age, and during this age, the boys of the first top three, that Brahmans, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, the students of these top three classes were allowed to go to Gurukuls. Gurukuls means the house of Guru, and these Gurukuls were situated in the deep forest. Girls and women were not allowed to go to the college Gurukuls. The students they used to stay in the Gurukuls with their gurus till the completion of their education. They were taught subjects like philosophy. The subjects were philosophy, logic, religions, grammar, economic, medicines, ethics, and arithmetic. Dharma Ved or war tactics were taught to the princes. Each and every students were taught like the subjects of philosophy, logic, religions, grammar, astronomy, medicines, ethics, and arithmetic. And Dharma Ved or war, these tactics were only taught to the princes. The gurus ensured that the pupils learn discipline, obedience, and respect for their elders. Apart from the education, gurus also gave the lesson to their pupils. Pupils means students. How to make the discipline, how to obey and respect their elders. Apart from the students' studies, students also had to take part in the routine job. What were the routine jobs? To clean the gurukuls. It was working in the fields, bringing the water from the wells, and gathering the woods. The students did not have to pay the school fee. They often gave a voluntary gift that was known as Guru Dakshina. Fees was not allowed to give them, but they have to give a voluntary gift that was known as Guru Dakshina to their Guru when they used to end their studies. What were the religions? As in the early Vedic age, the Aryans followed simple religion practice. They neither worshipped idols nor built any temples. They only held the yajna and chanted Rigvedic hymns and presented offerings. They basically worshipped various elements of the nature like Indra. They don't build any temples, though they worshipped Indra as a chief god. Other gods were, as the Aryan worshipped, were Agni, the god of fire, Surya, the sun god, Vayu, the wind, Prithvi, the earth goddess, and Som, a goddess of plants. Later Vedic age, and during that period, the Aryan religions had become more ritualistic. Now they are very much ritualistic. They used to perform the yajna, they used to sacrifice sometimes, were carried on the months with increasing rituals. The god now they started giving the importance was Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiv. These three gods were known as Trimurti in Hindu religions, and their concept of karma, incarnations, and moksha came into existence. Now, food and dress and recreation. The Aryans had the food like barley, rice. Food were like the barley, rice, wheat, milk, fruits, vegetables, and meat. They also liked honey or madhu, and ate meat occasionally. They used to make intoxicating drinks like som and sura. From the som plant for offering to the god, the Aryan consumed these drinks only on a festival or on any religious occasions. And for the entertaining, the Aryans participate in the chariot racing and hunting. Mainly their entertainment was the chariot racing and hunting. They also played a dice game. Music and dance were among the favorite pastimes. They played instruments like veena and flute. The Aryans wore a dress made up of cotton and wool. Their main dress was from cotton and wool. Men wore dhoti as a lower garment, and their upper garments were like beards. Women wore nivi, a dress worn at waist, and athivasa, the upper cover. Both the lower cover of the women's were nivi and athivasa was their upper cover. Both men and women wore ornaments. They used to wear ornaments also, like gold and silvers, earrings, necklace, and bangles. They used to wear earrings, necklace, and bangles that were made of gold and silvers. And what was their economic life? Now, their occupation. Early Vedic period, initially the Aryans depended on hunting and animals. They rearing for their livelihood, but they also started doing agriculture using wooden plows. They reared cows, horses, sheep, goats, donkeys, and dogs. These were reared during the early Vedic age. The cow was the symbol of wealth and status. The cow was very important. Once again, read this. The cow was the symbol of wealth and status. Kings used to give cows a gift to the priests. The horse was used to pulling chariots. Bulls and oxen were used for farming activities. So for the farming, bulls or oxen. For chariot pulling, it was horse. And cows were given as a gift to the priests. After adopting agriculture, the Aryans gained knowledge about growing different crops in different seasons. And weaving, carpentry, pottery, and metalwork were other occupations. Agriculture tools were made from copper or by wood. But in the later Vedic age, agriculture emerged as a dominant economic activities. Cattle rearing declined in importance. The Aryans now led a more settled life. They began to their life as a settled life, and some villages grew into the towns and cities. The use of the iron helped the manufacture of better farming implements. Iron plows were now replaced with the wooden plows. Agriculture had become more advanced with the use of improved iron tools. Painted grey mud vessels also came into use. Now, trade. Their business. Early Vedic period, the trade developed through the exchange of goods called barter system. During that time, the exchange of goods with the goods are known as barter system. This was being amplified during the early Vedic age. Without using any particular medium or any exchange, cosmetics, sandalwood and ivory were exported and horses and dates were imported. But during the later Vedic period, merchant groups protected the interest of the traders. Nishka, Swarna and Sathmana were the name of the gold coins in circulation. The circulation of the gold coins were known as Nishka, Swarna and Sathmana. Both domestic and the foreign trades flourished. Medical plants, medicines, clothing and leather products were exported to the other countries. The Vedic age ended in 600 BCE. The Aryans had created a social and political framework on which were built the future monarchies of India. So it is believed that the Vedic age came to end during the 600 BCE. So let's have a recap once again. A political system, early Vedic age, main units were Kul, Gram, Vis, Jana, smallest unit was Kul, chief of the Jan was Rajan, but in the later Vedic age it was Janpad, kingdom became more larger, it became Mahajanpads and official helped the Rajans. Their social system in the early Vedic period, they have 4-1 and a joint family, and the father was the head of the family. Women enjoyed a respectable position, but in the later period, Varna become hereditary, decline of the position of the women, and life of the man divided into 4 ashrams. Their economic life, see their economic life, it's a recap once again. Aryans hunted and reared animals, started agriculture during the early period. During the later period, agriculture became important. Iron tools were used for a merchant. The group formed, use of coins, flourishing trade of the land through the sea. Their lifestyle was in the food they used to eat rice, wheat, barley, milk, fruits, honey, vegetables, and meat. They had a drinks like som and sura. Pastime, their enjoyment times were music, dance, dice games, hunting and chariot racing. Dress, male, they used to wear the cotton and the woolen dress, dhoti and shawl and ornament, long skirts and top for the women's. Ornaments, both men and women used to wear the gold and silver ornaments. Their education in the later Vedic age, they started the Gurukul system. They taught both religious and the secular subjects. Students helped the gurus in the household duties as well. In the later early period, they used to worship the force of nature like Indra, and but in the later period, they had the god like Shiv, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar, as known as the Trimurti. So that's all for this session. That all for this lesson also. So please read this lesson very carefully and watch this video. We will once again meet you in our next session. with the new chapter. Till then, read this chapter very carefully and have a nice day.